Imagine a squad of unreformed changelings conspiring to free their queen from her stone prison. This was a side plot in my Patreon's D&D campaign led by the Nameless One, and it got me thinking, could something like this actually happen? The more I thought about it, the likelier it seemed. The return of Queen Chrysalis could be just around the corner. In a previous video, I talked about how poorly the Royal Sisters in Discord dealt with the three villains. Turning to stone has only ever been a temporary fix, and it's only a matter of time before the spell wears off. But wearing off aside, in every other instance we've seen of someone getting turned to stone, the spell has been consciously reversed. The main six, using the elements, brought Discord back not too long after turning him to stone. Same with the Cockatrice, bringing Twilight back after turning her to stone. Using the same logic, the Royal Sisters in Discord could bring back the three villains in a controlled environment, which I think is the best case scenario. But if they never do, is it possible someone else could? Could anyone but the Royal Sisters in Discord reverse the spell that they cast? To answer that question, we need to look to the one other instance of characters getting turned to stone. The time it happened to the Royal Sisters in Cadence. And Derpy. And Tempest, and the Storm King. People get turned to stone a lot in Equestria. Those green orbs had cast the spells, but unlike the other cases, they were released by an entirely different magic. The Princess's magic, channeled through the Staff of Sakanis. This tells us the casting magic and the freeing magic don't have to match up, leaving the door wide open for the unreformed changelings. But are there still any unreformed changelings in the first place? And even if there were, would they even have the magical power to pull this off? Is this really a threat? Well, let's address these one at a time. Are there unreformed changelings left in Equestria? King Thorax said he was able to convince all the renegade changelings to change, except Pharynx, but eventually even he was convinced. End of story, right? That seems to put a pretty big damper on the unreformed conspiracy, until you realize there was an unspoken that I know of in there. He was able to convince all the renegade changelings that he knew of, the ones that still hung around the swarm like Pharynx did. But we have to consider that maybe the changelings most loyal to Chrysalis wouldn't want to be near the new hive. And just like how Twilight got rid of all the Pinky clones she knew of, some changelings may have slipped between the cracks. Here's the scenario I find most likely. After their queen's second defeat, those still loyal to her abandon the hive. They go into hiding, looking for signs of their true leader, or at least of other true changelings. They never do hear word of Chrysalis and her escapades until she happens to make it in the paper. Word of her fate spreads, and the unreformed changelings, seething with righteous anger, realize what they must do. But can they do it? We've established they might be out there, but do the changelings have the magical power to reverse such a big spell? Well, of course, we can do more than just morph. Chrysalis can teleport, hypnotize, and make clones. But even regular unreformed changelings can use magic just like any unicorn. They all have horns after all, which is more than we can say. They can even change their magic color to match the pony they're imitating. Well, some of them can. The queen doesn't seem to be able to. But anyway, changelings are just like unicorns in that they can hone their skills and rise above the rest. Changeling wizards. Look no further than Mirage, a famous figure in changeling culture. Yes, there's changeling culture. If there's any doubt about the level of magic we're talking here, Mirage's talisman was one of the 6 magic artifacts used to drain all the magic out of Equestria. It was alongside the Amulet of Aurora, which can cause tsunamis. We don't know what the talisman on its own can do, but a talisman by definition is something that holds magic, just like Grogar's bell. See, changelings can be magically prolific, just not me. But that checks both off our list. There very well might be unreformed changelings out there, and they could have the power to reverse a stone spell. And something tells me if there aren't already changelings who can do it, they're working on it. Maybe they'll take back the Talisman of Mirage to help. The only other thing they'll need to figure out is how to free Chrysalis without also freeing Tyrek and Cozy Glow. Though even if they couldn't, they might be desperate enough to do it anyway. So unless the villain statue is kept under higher security than Discord statue was, Equestria's gonna see some familiar faces pretty soon. But what do you guys think? Are there unreformed changelings? If so, will they set Chrysalis free? What kind of things might happen? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to support this channel financially, check out my reward tiers at patreon.com/sawtoothwaves. And thank you so much to everyone who already has, especially my Alicorn tier patrons. Cameo Shadowness, Cyanax, Darthstylar 12, DH, Equinox 3141, Fairfallen, Namink, Yoshi Dark Lord, Houndflash, Maximilian HG, Mungo Jerry, Paco Taco, Skunk Bunk, and the Nameless One. You guys help make this channel possible. I'm Sawtooth Waves, signing out until Friday after next. Growth!